Although many people know about Stonewall and the riots that took place, many people are unaware about the movements and protests that happened before Stonewall and the lasting effects of those movements. One of these pre-Stonewall uprisings occurred at a donut shop called Cooper Donuts. Cooper Donuts was a 24-hour coffee and donut cafe that did not discriminate on the basis of sexuality or color. This made Cooper Donuts a popular hangout spot for gays, lesbians, trans people, and people of color in the 1950s. One hot summer Los Angeles night in May 1959, 2 police officers entered Cooper Donuts with the intent of harassing the people that had gathered there. They began to make arrests for no apparent reason and decided to squeeze 5 people in one car. 2 of these people identified as gay men, and 2 of them were trans people of color. Boy, was that a mistake. The police officers had no idea who they had just messed with. As the officers tried to force all the people into one car, one person began to object to the idea of being scrunched together in a single tiny cop car. Obviously, 5 people in handcuffs in one car sounds extremely uncomfortable. As the arrested individuals resisted this obvious discrimination and unfair treatment, customers began to flood the streets. The customers began throwing whatever they could get their hands on at the police officers. Donuts, coffee cups, trash, spoons, you name it, they threw it. Police were forced to retreat and call backup in order to deal with the protesters. Meanwhile, the customers were dancing in the streets around the cars and showing the officers that they were there to stay. The police officers then blocked up Main Street and made several arrests. Even though this event was a small-scale uprising, the repercussions were huge. They showed the police officers that today they were not going to stand for this oppression and clear trample of human rights. They showed that by working together, no enemy, no matter how powerful, could defeat the community. By rising up and sticking it to the officers, these brave people sent a message to the rest of the community that now was the time for action. Now was the time to fight for the rights that they deserved. This movement in many ways paved the way for movements like the Black Cat, like the Flower Power protest, and eventually Stonewall. In many ways, this uprising combined with other little skirmishes and protests launched the gay civil rights movement. It's a shame that Cooper Donuts no longer stands today. It should be a monument to honor the people who showed the world that oppression of any kind has no place in any society, to serve as a reminder of the great progress the movement has made and still has to make in the fight for true equality worldwide. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it at least half as much as I enjoyed making it.